All participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Fried Eggs podcast. It's your boy, BG Bosch Gaming, with Dolph and our special guest, Kofee Blakk. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Good, bro. Totally faded is how I am.
Bro, there isn't a dry eye in the house right now. He's fucked, you're fucked, I'm fucked.
Oh, man.
I told y'all, I was prepared, man. I was like, this is a Friday night for me, to be honest with you. Look, so I was like, I can do this. Shit, why the fuck not? Let's go.
Right.
Hell yeah. So let me ask you a question, because I want you to hear what Bosch is on, because I don't know if you've ever had anything like this. I want you to hear about it. But what are you on? Were you smoking, vaping? What are you doing tonight?
Who, me?
Yeah, you, man.
No, I'm not. I'm smoking. Look, I'll be real with you. I do street shit, so whatever name they give me is what I go based off of. So I got some shit called macros, or Marcos or some shit like that. At least that's what they told me it's called. I don't look shit up anymore. It is what it is. It all helps.
I hear you there. Absolutely. All right, Bosch, give us the rundown of what you're on this evening.
Oh, good Lord.
We're going to enjoy this.
I need to breathe a little bit. I ain't even kidding, man. First off, I'll tell you, man, so I don't seem too weird, man. I'm just kind of open. I deal with a lot, man. I got a lot of anxieties and things like that, you feel me? So I'm trying some new things. I've got some issues with my lungs. So I can't like smoke a lot or anything like that. I've been having some issues. So I got what's called a FECO syringe is what I've got. And
have you heard of those?
Have you heard of those things?
I have not.
So it's like super highly concentrated THC. It's like this little vial is 1 gram and it's 700 and some milligrams of THC.
Okay.
And so you just take it and you just put a dot on some food or whatever, and then you just eat it. It's kind of like an edible. But the thing with the FECO is that it's made from the entire plant, not just the flower. You know what I'm saying? So you keep all the terps and everything else in it. And I'm giving that a shot.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm what you would call a baby smoker, I guess. I just started in the last 2 years, bro. Like, I was one of those people, like, adamant about, like, nah, man, I can't do that shit because my mama said it's bad for you. I couldn't do it. So, over the last, I think the pandemic kind of kicked that up for me. So, that's where I've been at with that. But now that you told me what it is, I didn't know what it was called. But a friend of mine actually had those from the dispensary. And I would actually watch him put it on food. I think I watched him put it on a banana once. And I would look at it, I'm like, if you like it, I love it. I don't understand it, but it's not for me to understand. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've seen that used before.
It's like an edible on steroids. Like, it's going to hit you like a flower does, but through your skin. Because it's an oil, so it's actually going through your skin and then soak it in all the way through your tract. It's one of the most amazing. It's long-term effects, too, so it's really, really cool. All right. So awesome. I love that stuff. I use it too, and I'm the one that told him to get it, and that's why I wanted you to hear about it, so I can you go get it, because
I'm trying to cut back on the actual smoking part too, so that might be something for me to look into. I couldn't really trust the judgment of the friend because he's one of those who I've known to be like high all the time. So it got to a point I think the actual effects have like normalized out for him. So I've watched this man do things that I know for a fact I still can't do when I'm high. So he's just a normal person on that shit now. But he uses it for also like medical reasons too.
That's like us. There isn't a day that I'm not have some THC. I'm not sitting there getting stoned off my ass or whatever. I can't function.
No, of course. No.
I'm staying either taking a small edible amount or something like that and feeling the effect. Because mine's super medical. His is too, like, anxiety for me, pain, Crohn's disease. Well, you remember my Crohn's?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I'm dealing with my medical stuff right now because I've actually put myself into my own medical thing because I've these last few days trying this stuff out. Right. Mm-hmm. I haven't. I don't know the dosing. This is my first time ever trying it. I'm new to this too. Well, today I'm like, the last couple days I'm like, man, it's really not doing nothing. I mean, I feel good, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right.
Well, I took extra today, man, and I may have overdone it a little bit.
You look like you may have, man.
Yeah, bro, I am freaking fried, dude. So, and I'll be honest with you, I'm having a little bit of anxiety, so I'm just trying to kind of relax and shit. So please don't, no disrespect or nothing. So.
You're fine. But here's the crazy part, right? And you could probably never tell by looking at me. I have anxiety like a motherfucker, dude. Right. Here's the thing. I've dealt with, a lot of shit that, granted, a lot of it's self-inflicted because I'm one of those people that are so curious about life. I will do shit once just to see what the fuck will happen. And then I'll be like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have done that. But because of that, I don't trust a lot of fucking people. Okay? And like I said, I just got out of a relationship with someone who I thought I could trust. And it turns out I can't trust and still dealing with. So that tells you right there how high my level of anxiety might be. Because it's like, I love you, quote, quote, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on high all the time, literally now. Yeah. So when I tell you, don't even worry about it. If that's your thing, bro, I'm good.
So I got to ask you a question then.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Bosch, me and Black here, we worked at a call center years ago, like 2015. Not going to talk about the workplace or anything like that because I don't really care about that place, and it's not really anything that I want to talk about at all. Anyways, we worked together for like probably 3 months, 4 months tops. Like I was not there very long. I got a really good job offer and went across town to another place, and we've kept contact since then. Which is what's really like how the hell are we friends? Like we worked together for like 3 months, and like you're like I don't trust nobody. Fuck y'all. Like
nah, look, I'm cool with a lot of people that because. We just talked about music most of the time at work. You know what I'm saying? It would just work. Like, we were there because we had to be. It was fucking paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real for a second. I loved what I did, but if I didn't get paid to do it, I would fucking do it. I didn't like dealing with people that much.
I love the people I worked with there.
That's
because between you and Kyle and all the girls that worked for me over there in the corner, dude, it was amazing. Like, all the different Jasmines I had.
and that's what it is, too. You know what? And I always say, I will stay at a place long enough if the people that are there make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? I stayed at another place prior to that for maybe 9 years. And I put like blood, sweat, tears, too much fucking energy into it. And then when you realize they can drop you in a heartbeat, you're like, wait, hold up. Yeah, hold up. I just did all of that. What the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're good. I was just going to say, like, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, fuck it. I don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm in that point right now, man, where we're doing this, I got the streaming thing we're doing and just trying to, put ourselves out there and make some content and see where it goes, you never know, man. You never know nowadays, so.
No, I feel that. That's exactly what I'm doing. Matter of fact, it's funny because I'm on this now. Right prior to this, I was considering starting my own, and I'm trying to get my cousin to, like, get off his ass. And that's the one thing about people sometimes. Like, you love them, but it's like, if I got to keep pulling you, I'm going to just do this shit myself, and then you're going to get mad at me. And then I'm like, why are you mad at me? Because you didn't want to move, but I wanted you to move. And now,
that's why we do it together, because we have equal drive.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
I'll tell you, man, it's not always the easiest thing to hear, but you can't waste more energy on somebody than they're willing to spend on themselves,
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the hard pill right there. I didn't know that.
That's the hard part of it, man. So they got to want it more than you want it for them,
That's exactly what it is. That was my 2022 hard pill to swallow.
Yep.
Bro,
yep.
Have you ever listened to, was it Slim Thug Church?
Probably not. I wasn't a big Thug fan, man. I didn't like half his shit.
It's newer. It's super new, but it comes out with a Joel. It starts out with a Joel Osteen like a monologue, and it's talking about like how can you want to soar with eagles when you hang around with chickens. And every time I look at the people around me, I'm like, I'm not gonna be around the people that are gonna be the lower the part of it. I want to see people that are making moves and doing their things.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fat eagle, bro.
But you're still an eagle, though.
Hey,
you
fly there, bro. Hey, you high enough. What you mean? Nah, you good. But that's the thing. Look, I have so many people around me where I I was always a cheerleader type. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like, no, let's go. You got shit to do. Get up, let's go. And you see me at work, bro. When we was at work, I was doing the fucking craziest fucking schedules, man. I'll be there from like 4 to 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'll be back at like 8 o'clock to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon because I was the only person on the shift for that. And I didn't trust anyone else to do it right. So I would just do it. And that's why I did it. You know what I'm saying? That's because I wanted to make sure it was done right. And when I realized that we start taking all that shit back, you're like, wait, okay, you're not really moving. You're not moving. You've been with me. You see what we've done, but you're not making any other moves. I'm the one doing all the work. Now, that's fine and dandy when it's strangers, right? But then when you start looking at family and then you put that scope on like the person directly in front of you, it's like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Right.
Wait a minute.
Grow,
right.
man.
And they fault you for doing it. I'm like, wait, I wasn't trying to go without you. I was literally just, what we doing now? Because I thought there was more to it than this, you know?
And you're fucking me up. You know that, right?
Why is that?
Because you fucking dreads are gone, man.
Dude, I have half regret. I have half regret.
You should.
I needed to, though. I needed to. This is probably the realest thing you hear me say. There were hands in that hair that I needed to get out of it.
I fucking get it, man.
Okay, that's what it came down to.
I get it.
So, but no, I feel a lot lighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm still at that age where I can grow some of this shit back. You know,
I mean, it's running away from your face, but it's still there.
I was hoping. I see that.
Why you gotta pick? Why you gotta pick?
No,
on
it's
him, man?
fine. I've accepted that particular fate. Okay, that's why I wear beanies now. Okay, I got a surplus of beanies coming in. I'm like, nope. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cut my shit. I can't hide this shit no more. And you're gonna see the fact that my shit has been like, nope, since I started them. But I'm just gonna let it free form and see what it does. And it's soft as fuck. So my new girl likes it. So I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man.
Hey,
Nice.
Okay, so the reason we're here today is talk about music, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, there's two reasons. One is because you're making music now, and I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to expose you to the world and whatnot, and because I respect you as a person, and I want to talk to you. But also because your upbringing with music, cannabis, and everything is direct opposite of ours.
What do you mean?
Okay, so who was your favorite person to listen to growing up, artist-wise? Wait for
DMX.
it. Okay, DMX. Who else?
Will
Who were
Smith.
you allowed to listen to? There you go.
I was allowed to listen to Will Smith, but my favorite person to listen to is DMX.
He was allowed to listen to
I can get
Will
down with that,
Smith.
boy. DMX is the shit, boy. You can't go wrong with that.
So he had not a lot of exposure to what we all listen to, like what me and you. Like, I was listening to for prep to this. I was listening to Cypress Hill, listening to Sublime. I pulled up on the way here. I was listening to the Chronic, the original Chronic from 1992.
Nice.
Like I was just trying to bring it all in. But me and you we're all three the same age. Just you know, or close. We
I'm
all grew up
39
the same.
now, so where is that at?
He's 41. I'm 43. So
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
we would have been in close to high school together at the same time. Like if I would have been a senior, you guys would have been freshmen or whatever. Doesn't matter. I grew up listening to that music, like being exposed, like listening to Dr. Dre and stuff like that. I was exposed to a culture that I wasn't around. My parents were hippies, so I was around weed, but about the other side of it, the slanging and things like that. Like,
Right.
And I was just like, wow, this whole world is crazy. I'm this little white kid over in Cocoa Beach doing stupid shit. It was crazy. Like, I know Bosch was similar to me. Am I wrong?
Well, you're in a way. I mean, I grew up with like kind of the same music. My first CDs were like Dr. Dre, The Chronic, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 1999, you know, shit like that. And then, but like I grew up where like cannabis and drugs were always shunned and were bad because like my parents were, at least on my mom was in dispatch and law enforcement and shit like that. So I was kind of the rebellious kid listening to hip hop and kind of a rural America, you know, and wearing the baggy clothes and going to kind of a country school and shit, man, which caught a lot of flack for that shit, you know. and just doing my thing as a kid anyway. So, and well, I guess as an adult too, because here I am, man.
See, this story here. So you're absolutely right. I grew up in the Caribbean, so imagine being surrounded by the shit. Knowing people who sold it, where it was grown at. I'm talking like hidden patches everywhere, right? But my parents were super strict, and they were very Christian parents. I was not allowed to listen to or watch a lot of the shit a lot of people were allowed to listen to. Even down, but it was very hypocritical though, because I would hear shit that would be said around the house or done around the house, and they'd be like, and I can't watch stuff like this on TV. I don't understand. So music-wise, I would hear more shit like the Spencers, country gospel, gospel music. Caribbean gospel music is not that. It's not that good. But when it came down to music outside of that, my only exposure was when I worked at some of the tourist shops back home, or when my friends would sneak, their Walkmans or their CD players into school, and they were like, "Yo, listen to this." The first time I heard DMX, which I think I've told you this story, Nathan, but the first time I heard him was in the back of the church my dad preached at. My friend came to, he's like, "Yo, I need you to listen to this." I was like, "Yo, what is that?" And he put it up. It wasn't even. It was the second album, "Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood." It was the one where he was covered in like blood and the tattoo scars and all that. And I remember looking at the cover, and he put the headphones on. I was like, "Why is he barking?"
Yeah, dude, nobody could bark like DMX.
I know.
That right there, and the thing is, I listened to him, right? It's one thing to hear people, but DMX is one person I listened to.
Yep,
okay?
No doubt.
And because I was not allowed to be angry at home, and I'm sure a lot of people went through this as kids, he was the only way I could get my anger out. Because he was yelling and screaming and barking in my ears. I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I want to do. I'm not going to do it at my mama's house, but if I could, that's what I would do. So that was kind of how I got into that. And then, since we're all around the same age, Columbia House. You guys remember that?
Yes. That's how I got my first two.
That's how I did it. So Will Smith was safe and he didn't curse. So if my dad was asking me what I was listening to, here you go. Because he's on TV. That's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I still love his music, don't get me wrong. But it was safer to say, this is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV because we watch the show together as a family, than simply say, hey, here's DMX. Here's Linkin Park. Here's this, here's that, And like, I'll hide these in the safe, but this is the one CD you'll always see out. And that's the one I listen to all the time. That and the Wild Wild West soundtrack.
That's funny, man. I love it, dude. I don't. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Wow.
At least you had one, man. I'm just chilling, listening. I'm just sitting here, like, just getting into the vibe and everything, dude. Hell yeah.
I can talk all day, bro. Like, I realize my upbringing is such a weird one. And I love it.
That's why you're here.
And no, even down to the music that I make, it's a product of me singing in church and still not being able to express myself the way I wanted to. So when I moved to Florida, I've been here since 2002.
Hey, before we go there, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like when you were younger, well, like no. I still want to hold on. Like before you moved to Florida, damn it. No, when you were younger, I just want to understand. So when you were younger, like you listening to your music and whatnot, but you were saying like where you were growing up, like the weed and everything was all around you growing up and stuff like that. I had
friends, but my friends were Rastafarians. This is the Caribbean.
So like the music was like the gangster rap and stuff like that was what was bad, but like as far as cannabis when you were younger, it was like just cool. Or
I wasn't not even that. Those are the people. My parents. Okay, it's like I lived in a Caribbean household, right? But I was not allowed to experience the Caribbean. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew people who did. I knew people who sold. I knew people who smoked. I knew all of that. But when it came to let me go outside and do that, I wasn't allowed to.
Let me ask you this: as somebody completely stupid, like I lived in the middle of the United States my entire life, dude. I've never traveled. I've seen water that I can't see across once in my life. I've flown twice. You know what I'm saying? And that's my life. I've hustled the streets here. I've gone from doing that to trying to raise a family and just working the 9 to 5, which is killing me slowly. And so now I'm trying to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to do this thing for like 4 years. So like when you're living down there, like I'm picturing like just beaches and stuff like that. Like, is that just how it is, or
can I be like super real for a second?
Yeah, for real,
okay,
man.
Cool.
Sure.
So I came to this conclusion this year after doing some self-thinking and reflection, right? But think of the Caribbean as like a fucking plantation, okay? People who travel there, the ones who can afford to travel there, I'm talking tickets like hundreds of dollars, right? And they don't look like me most of the time. Sorry, but the people
like me,
that
I'm going
live
next
there,
week.
right? Exactly, right? They look
But
like,
literally, I am.
Are you serious? Oh, see, there you go. But
I'm going to DR next week. Yeah,
I was supposed to go last year, but I'm gonna make it there eventually. But I realized that people who live there really can't afford to live there. They have like rolling blackouts and shit. The food is mad fucking expensive. The grocery stores, like when my kid was like maybe a year old, baby food that we would get from Walmart for like 80 cents here in Walmart was like $1.18 back home. So, and they didn't know sales tax. So like, picture people literally struggling to try to make ends meet while the folks who live up here go there and they get served and they call it tourism. Okay?
I got you.
So for me, I would.
That's Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly. I would.
Jamaica,
I was called. You know, I was like. Matter of fact, Florida is known for that because you look at Florida, everyone's from Jamaica here.
Oh
look
yeah.
At all. Yeah, it's Jamaicans come here for that purpose because the money's good here, right?
Right.
And it's quick to get it home.
Exactly, and that's what they do. That's the one thing I love about Jamaicans is that they send that shit back home.
I love it. They all come together and they live in the same house. They bunk up and whatever. They don't care. They send money back to the home. Like it's one of the craziest things I've seen in Florida. Like it's commendable, man. It really is.
It's community shit. I love that shit, bro. Because it's like you work together, and that's how I was raised. Like I was literally raised in a village mentality. So like being this separated from people, you know, here in the States has been kind of fucking weird for me. But then you realize there's not a lot of good people, so you can't have that community feel to it, you know? It just feels like you don't know if I can trust you because you don't know why you're here. You know what I'm saying? So I was what you called, and I had to conclude this. I was a house Negro. My dad, he was a construction worker his whole life, still working, 61 years old now? And he worked his ass off, okay? Still working. He's building a fucking Airbnb right now. I called him last week Sunday. He's still fucking working, okay? And I'm like, bro, you need to like stop because unless you have a major plan to get this off the ground, this is a lot. But I understand why he's doing it. He wants to make sure his kids and his grandkids, because he has 12. You know, 12 grandkids. Wealth, man. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. So I get it. My mom, on the other hand, we won't talk about her until something else. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those. They have their own ways of doing things that I take from both of them, you know? So my upbringing is like, I'll take pieces of this from you, I'll take pieces of this from you, and then everyone else that I've surrounded myself by, that's what I've done. I like take pieces of this from you, and it helps build me up because I'm like, I know who to fuck with, you know what I'm saying? And I know who not to fuck with. And that's been my biggest, loveliest lesson this year is who do I actually fuck with? And that's why I'm here, because I actually fuck with Nathan. So, hey, why not?
Hey. Appreciate that. So, skipping forward now, man. See, now we're back. Now, how did your music and everything go? Because it's got to be a crazy move. Like, so you moved with your family and everybody moved to Florida?
No, I moved here by myself, man. I moved here when I was 17.
That's what I was wondering.
No,
you just by yourself, bro. You just packed up and said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
No, it didn't work that way.
How's that work?
I when I was 17 years old, my parents wanted to make sure I went to college. That's every black parent's dream, right? Go to fucking college. Right. I went to the shittiest fucking trade school here in Orlando. It's no longer open.
Which one?
IADT.
Hey, I just saw your dog. It's a cool dog, man.
Oh, I have no fucking clue what he is, but yeah, that's my dog. That
he just stared at us.
I'm all over the place. I'm
I see that.
I appreciate
You're
you.
good. You sure you want me to continue? Because I see it's about to be 25, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so like this, I still graduated college, but they wanted to make sure I moved with family, right? And family is very loose for me because I got charged to live there. A lot of people do that. That's fine. I just got charged twice because I found out that not only was my parents paying my aunt, but I also was paying her too. So it was like, okay, that's a lot of money. So I ended up moving on my own, and I lived in Pine Hills for like 4 years. Yeah, I was there for 4 years, man.
You heard that right. It's not Pine Hills. It's called Crime Hills.
Hey, it was.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I will say this. You can quote me. When I lived in Pine Hills, it's from 2002 to about 2000, we'll say 6-ish. It was quiet. I didn't have one fucking issue there. Matter of fact, the only time I had an issue in Pine Hills was from a woman who didn't live there. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, that motherfucker was quiet as shit. Everybody was cool as fuck. I actually loved living there. Matter of fact, shout out to Silver Terrace Apartments. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. You know what I'm saying? But no, I loved it. Like, I worked at that Burger King across the street. There's a gyro place now, apparently. So, like, no, it was cool. I walked around. Like, it's been a minute. I went there, and it was like, this is different. There's like a Habitat for Humanity place hiding the place now. So, like, they try to hide it behind something. There was during the condo boom in like 2004 when everything was a condo all of a sudden. It was like, these are still apartments in Pine Hills, man. You can't just say condo and sell them that way. It's still the hood. Like let's not get twisted, you know.
Let's not remember, yeah.
You know, so but it was. I had no problem. It was always a woman that brought any issue to my door, and she never lived there. It was always from somewhere else. So I figured my issue was just women. That's my problem, women.
I mean, we've all had our first and second relationships, long-term relationships between us three. So, yeah, women are a problem half the time.
Yeah, I just wish I was told shit. You know how I learned most of this shit about women, bro? TikTok this year, okay? That's the fucked up part, bro. Like, my dad only knew how to make money. He was naturally handsome, so like, getting a bitch was like not even a fucking issue for him. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, she never really had like boyfriend experience because my dad pulled her. So it's like, no, you chased me. So here I am, married 39 years later. By the way, I'm a product of them being married. I was the first night and I popped up 9 months later, but Dad can't hold water. I'm sorry, Pops. Anyway. But, you know, and I think they won't say it. They won't fucking say it. But if you pay attention to signs, they fucking blame you for that, right? You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, you're not doing what you were born to do because I would rather you do this. But I would rather you do this. So it's like, you want me to do that? You want me to do that? I don't want to do either one of those. So I'm going to do this. Okay? Right. And that's basically how I've lived my life. I don't like what you do. I don't like what you do. I'm going to do this. Okay? And that's always been the case for me. It's always worked out. Like,
so, how, like, when you get to Florida and stuff, how did your music, did that all open a whole new world to you? Or,
bro,
like,
let me tell you.
What went on at that point?
Florida, I love this place because Florida don't give a fuck.
All right, we're going to go ahead and stop part 1 of this episode now. Please tune back in next week for episode 2 to continue hearing this craziness that is going on.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. All right, man. Well, thank you again so much, Dolph. I love you, homie. Guys, thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. We love you. 2 Fried Eggs Podcast, baby. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.